night at the Oscars, it was a Hollywood Humiliation Ritual 101. You had John Cena coming out to host an award. I believe, was it the best costume design or some shit? Coming out naked essentially, just with the envelope going over his his private parts. And now, yes, okay, so he may have had some pants on and he wasn't fully naked, but this is the kind of, again, this is just the shit that the elites, the masters, they want that they want these top Hollywood stars to do, and these are the type of things that they'll want Cena to do. Cena's very much in that world, has been in that world, deep in that world, since around 2015 2006 time, 2016 2016, when he gradually stepped away from wrestling in WWE. And it's I mean, it's just so ridiculous, and for many reasons. I mean, number one, I think it's more, why I find it to be so ridiculous is because of the image that Cena portrayed for so long in the WWE, that he was this guy like the modern day Hulk Hogan, and John Cena was the guy that it was all about the image, how he was perceived with the kids, and Cena's done a lot of good stuff, with the Make a Wish kids and the young kids, but then and people will say, oh well, these kids have grown up now, but there'll still be young kids that would tune in and check in on WWE and old stuff and gravitate towards the John Cena character. But when you just see this stuff at the Oscars, and it's just and it's the super woke Oscars now, isn't it? With the whole, there's always got to be the thing about everybody's that gets nominated from one, all the representation groups of the LGBTQ and all the other letters in the alphabet added on now, and it's just one big, cringe bore woke fest. I'm sure the Oscars at one point was probably a quality, decent show that it would be worth tuning into at one point. But it's just, I mean, it's an absolute joke now. I'm sure it's not a show that's ever really been taken seriously for years now, and this is just kind of like, the icing on the cake with all this stuff. And I mean, people can write off what people are saying about this stuff as, they're the QAnon people calling this a humiliation ritual, but this is what they do in that world. The multiple celebrities take part, do these things. One example is Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X, it might have been a year ago or 2 years ago, and there's one award show, and he's more or less, he's wearing some weird dress or something, but basically, he's got like holding a handbag, and it's basically the handbag that's covering his private parts. That's all it is. It's covered, and he does look very uncomfortable with that, and not even like it's an uncomfortable thing, and it's like it's a joke and it's an act kind of thing. No, he genuinely looked uncomfortable, and I even think Cena looked uncomfortable. People could say, oh well, Cena was acting and he was fine with that, and it's just him having a joke, and don't take it too seriously. But Cena initially, when they were doing the whole little thing about, oh, I don't feel comfortable coming out, all these people, that's why I generally believe that he did feel uncomfortable. That looked natural, and it's just ridiculous. But it was really funny though, because I had done a video last night, and it was about Alex Riley speaking out more on this whole John Cena and Alex Riley situation. And I had no idea that Cena was going to be part of this Oscars show. I uploaded it, and then about 20-30 minutes later, I realized the views, the likes, the comments on my video have shot right up. And it was just about 20, 30 minutes later after uploading it, this stuff happens with Cena doing the whole thing, coming out naked. And it's just so low. I'm struggling with the words. It's just like, a 46 going on a 47-year-old man. He's not a family man, remember? And this is the thing that he's doing to, like, to ingratiate himself with all the other these dumb airhead a lot of them are just airhead actor and actresses, airheads in the sense they're not in touch with real people in the real world, and this is what he'll do to try and fit in that Hollywood world where people would have shown him a love and respect in WWE, but I guess he's in some ways respected by some people in that world, like he's been accepted by them, right? He's been accepted. But early on, when he was just trying to get his foot in the door, I'm sure, a lot of people, he would probably go to these parties and mingle with the other actors there, and I'm sure a lot of people would just kind of, ridicule what he did, and, oh, you just do that, you do that wrestling stuff, right? That fake shit, and, that's the... it's just sad, isn't it, to see what this guy is, what he's become. But I just found it awful funny that the video I was doing, getting into that stuff with Ryback, talking about, what happened there, what really happened there with John Cena and Alex Riley. Did something happen? And, if something happened real bad, if it were to be revealed, could that destroy the career of John Cena, his Hollywood career? And then lo and behold, 20, 30 minutes later, he pulls this stunt, and some people will say, oh yeah, these people here on the right taking it too seriously. It was a whole homage spoof thing or whatever because of some streaker that came out in 1974, so the 50th year anniversary of this, whatever. But this is the thing. This is what they want these people to do. Somebody like a Cena who's still, he's not at the level like The Rock's been in Hollywood, but he's gradually becoming more of a name in Hollywood, in that world of people outside the wrestling bubble, people who may know the name Cena, rings a bell, but they're not that familiar with him overall. And this is probably what it is. This is, hey, you do this, John. We'll give you another big movie where you get paid maybe $15 million a movie. John, you do this silly skit with Jimmy Fallon, you dress up like a woman. We'll then give you your next movie, and you're making $20-25 million a movie. And this is the depths that these people will stoop to. They will. Just it's sad. They ultimately will compromise their morality and their integrity. Andrew Tate's somebody, I'm not a fan of Andrew Tate, really, with a lot of what he says, but there's some things, I'll give him credit, he does speak truth on. And so Andrew Tate has called out John Cena, and Andrew Tate was another one that he was saying that he was calling this, as quite a few people have, a humiliation ritual, what Cena did. So I'm going to play this, just a brief clip of this here.
I'm sure John Cena, when he wanted to become a wrestling superstar and get really muscly and get in fantastic shape and run around being a big, strong man beating everybody up, when he had all these dreams and aspirations, he didn't intend on ending up walking around naked or putting on a dress. There's a video of him with Jimmy Fallon wearing a dress. We need that video. But that wasn't his intention. But then he gets to the gay wall. He goes to a party of Duff Patty. Yeah. He goes to a party. All of a sudden, someone's listening to Meat Mill, whatever. All of a sudden, he crosses the wall, and now he gets to go to the Oscars. How often do wrestlers... Oh, he's an actor now. Of course. He moved from wrestling into acting.
No, he moved from wrestling into gay sex.
Nice.
Into acting.
Smart.
Don't forget...
No, I'm not done with the kind of thing when they mention the gay thing, which is kind of a bit homophobic on their part. But one thing with this, the whole thing about getting invited to the parties and stuff happening, well, that is, that's a big thing there of how things can happen. They get recorded, and then there's blackmail, and they have something over them. But it is a little bit interesting stuff that they're saying there about, they're talking about gay sex. There is stuff there. There's the rumors. There's the stories out there. Stuff about Cena and Alex Riley. There are stories, rumors. I haven't really fully got into all of that. But it is kind of weird that, curious that, they're saying stuff like that about Cena. But then again, they probably have no idea about the whole Alex Riley rumors. But it is a little funny that, they're talking about this stuff, and then there's Cena, what he's been accused of doing by some people, and then he's in that Hollywood world where we hear about all the stories about, casting couches and the stories, Will Smith, Benny Medina and all this. But, yeah.
Hit the fucking sex.
You're right.
Gay wall.
Now he's an actor, and now he's at the Oscars. How many people in the WWF really get to go to the Oscars ever? No, they've elevated him, and all he had to do in return was throw away all of his pride, because it is a man's pride that's going to allow him to resist enslavement. I am too proud. When we turned down our $50 million, it's because we were too proud to start dressing weird and saying things we didn't believe in. If you're not a proud man, you're easily bought.
If you're not a proud man, you're easily bought. Maybe that's well said. I'll give the devil his due, Tate, with that. And, well, yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, very few wrestlers are going to the Oscars. Chad Gable isn't getting invited to the Oscars anytime soon. It's only a guy like Cena, the top dog. Well, it was the top dog at one point, and then you've got The Rock, which is kind of funny because after Cena came out doing that stupid thing, naked, Rock greeted him. Some people were saying, well, he was saying welcome to the club, kid. Maybe it was something like that. And maybe there was a passing of the torch there. I think from theories and stuff I've looked into, a lot of these kind of passing of the torch things can be they're quite calculated in a way. And even with stuff with Hollywood, and a lot of stuff, can get planned out. I mean, the whole passing the torch thing maybe isn't always as natural as it's never really that natural. But I mean, I watched a lot of the stuff that Cat Williams was speaking. Yeah, I watched those videos he did. Was it Club Shay Shay? And so there was quite some interesting stuff there. I think it's just refreshing when somebody that was in that world and someone has got the guts to speak out and tell it like it is, because there's very few people who would. Very few people would have the guts to. But John Cena's, he's in that game, he's in that world, and I think he's in a way proud to be part of that world. And I mean, give Tate, what Tate's saying is very true though. I mean, John Cena, when he was in OVW and he was starving, and he just wanted to get a chance, get called up to the main roster, make a bit more money, maybe get close to making six figures a year. Cena had no idea in his mind that, when he was 46 going on 47, he was going to be, he was going to be going out on live TV practically naked. That wasn't the goal, And it's just, is it really worth it just to be in a Hollywood world? But I guess the money is what makes it worth it in the end. But then, what the whole from the Bible about gaining the world, but then you lose your soul. I mean, so what have you gained? A few extra zeros on that check. I mean, but gee, I mean, and with Cena as well. So that there's other skits he's done, other films, and it's just all this stuff, because he was in the Barbie film, wasn't he? And then was he not in some kind of other recent film? Was it Dua Lipa's in, and was he not dressed up as a woman in that? Or there was some photo of him and Dua Lipa, and he had a wig on or something. Just all this, weird shit. Like, you've got him there with Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon's another one that you can't trust, and was trying to singing a song going on about that was that COVID variant they were trying to push, but nobody was buying it this time. And you got Cena there with Jimmy Fallon, just like Jimmy Kimmel, a guy you can't trust, a guy that tries to make out like he's a nice guy who just wants to be everybody's friend, but they're all phony. And Cena is another phony too, he's part of that club. A Sajid Humiliation Ritual, yes. remember Cat Williams' interview, Humiliation Ritual, I think? Yeah, spot on. All right on the money. And another photo, I remember seeing this. This was, oh god, a few months back. And I feel this just has to be by design. They just happened to catch him in a skirt, in bloody tights and high heels. Like, what the frig is this all about? And I feel it's just Hollywood, their way of letting you know that you play the game and you play the game by their rules. That's what I think it's all about with this stuff. And the whole thing, I don't know with this stuff with Cena, with what he does there. Is it just, this is what you do to get ahead? Is that what that's the message they send him? Or is this stuff, where is there blackmail? Do they have dirt on him? Have they caught, stuff happens, you get invited to these big parties, stuff goes on, they record you, and then that's it, they've got all the blackmail. And then you'll always do everything that they want you to do. And then there's the You movie, that silly character that he's got he set up an OnlyFans page, and he's going on about scissoring and cream pieing and all this other just degenerate filth. And you've got him there on his bent on his knees, dressed up like in Britney Spears' "Hit Me Baby One More Time," and it's like a skirt, a very short one, and it's just like, what the fuck is become of this guy? The guy that was like the face of the WWE, that Michael Cole used to call him the cornerstone of the WWE, and this is what he's doing. If I'm Alex Riley, and I think Alex Riley is a very religious guy, and he's seeing this, Alex Riley should be saying to himself, I'm so glad I didn't become the man in WWE, and I took Cena's spot, because then it would be expected that I would go to Hollywood. And I think he's dabbled a little bit in the acting world. And then this is the shit they would want me to do. And of course, you got to do this, the Zac Efron. Okay, Zac Efron had a very good performance. Zac Efron, he got rave reviews for being in the Iron Claw. I haven't seen the film. I was saying he did a good performance. That's what they've said. He's done a very good performance in the Iron Claw. Excuse me, but Cena, doing these silly ass movies, it's very sad, and that he'll do everything. They tell him you got to apologize to China for calling Taiwan a country, he'll do it. If they tell him that he's going to endorse Joe Biden, you're going to say that you're going to endorse Joe Biden over Donald Trump, he would do it. Sad thing is, Dwayne Johnson would do it too. But he's fine with that. They're fine. They'll play that game. And I suppose in a weird way, that's what you got to do, protect your career. I get it. But I lose respect for it at that point. And I pretty much don't really have very little respect now for a guy like Cena. And I just wonder, maybe the real truth about what he's done, the people he's fucked with, the careers he's messed with, what happened with Alex Riley, hopefully the truth will get out soon. And maybe I'll play a little small part in getting it out there. But hopefully, though, the truth will get out there. And I believe that, Alex Riley, like Ryback said, Alex Riley deserves some justice from, I think, what I believe he went through with John Cena. But that's my video for now, guys. So feel free to hit the subscribe button, and let me know what your take is on all this stuff with John Cena, what happened last night at the Oscars. But that's it for now, guys. Thank you very much. Bye.